You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.
Diamond Valley Lodge, the one-of-a-kind, unique, exotic dining experience for the whole family. Have dinner with real tigers at Diamond Valley Lodge's 100% safe, unique dinner party experience. Ever dine just feet away from a majestic Bengal tiger? Now you can. A magical evening under the stars with open-air seating in an exotic Zen garden, just feet away from some of the most majestic creatures on the planet, all crown jewels of nature. Dinners are served on Friday and Saturday, brunch on Sunday. Reservation only by calling 855-9-TIGERS or 951-390-2670 or visit diamondvalleylodge.com.
Welcome to LouddMouth Radio Network. My name is Sonny. As a former professional athlete turned entrepreneur realtor and the producer of LouddMouth Radio Network, I look forward to bringing content to you that empowers, inspires, and entertains you. Tune in each week as we have unscripted and unfiltered talks from entrepreneurship, real estate, politics, entertainment, comedy, LGBTQ topics, day-to-day life, and everything in between. All shows available on demand 24/7 on your favorite podcast platforms. San Jacinto, Temecula Valley areas, and throughout the Inland Empire. Are you looking to become a homeowner in 2024? Register today for the New Home in the New Year seminar hosted by Sold by Sonny. Let's get you from rental to homeowner in the new year. Get the latest insight of down payment assistance programs, whether you purchased a home before or purchasing for the first time. We want to make sure you're provided with the necessary information needed for you to buy your new home in 2024. Look forward to seeing you there. All right, we are live here in LouddMouth Radio Studio, and I have a very special guest that I'm about to introduce to you guys. And as always, we're always so grateful to be on air and have an opportunity to speak to a wonderful entrepreneur who is present and doing things in their community of good measure, right? Mr. Hector of J&H Automotive, right here in the city of Hemet, California, Southern Cal. Welcome to LouddMouth Radio.
Thank you for having me here, Sonny. I'm excited for our time here together tonight.
Absolutely.
And putting out some content of who I am and what we do in our community.
That's it. That's what you're here for. And look, we had a good warm up before we even went live. You know, we have to make sure we do our sound checks, and Hector is already good to go, man. We was having some good conversation you guys are not privy to. That's after 5 o'clock conversation. This one is good.
That's right.
We're going to keep this business oriented. But I want to thank you for coming in, and I want to give you an opportunity to fully introduce yourself to our listeners. So if you will, tell us your full name, where you're from, and we want to just kind of go into the conversation about your company. And I know that it is a family-owned business. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to let you get the floor. So go if you please. Give us all the good that you got for us today.
You got it. My name is Hector Calvillo. I co-own J&H Automotive Repair. We are now a complete automotive service here at 611 West Florida Avenue here in Hemet, California, 92543.
Okay.
And my co-owner is George Calvillo. He's my brother.
All right.
Some people tell me, how do you work with your brother? And it just works. We're black and white, and we both have different views on how to run our business, and together we kind of make the joint venture to make it work. And
good. You guys balance each other out.
That's right.
I love it.
Yeah. So we've been at our new location since December 22nd.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
90 days in almost.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah, we just passed our first month, full month that we were there. Our car count was better than expected, and we saw 176 cars in our first month at our new location.
That's a blessing.
It is. At our previous location, we had only seen max of about 100, and that was during the midsummer when it's cranking. So, so to see 176 cars in the month of January,
yes,
especially with a lot of people not knowing who you are,
absolutely,
it is a blessing.
That's a huge feat.
Yeah. So we're very excited on what's to come.
Yes, absolutely.
And our backbone of our company is making sure that we take care of our customers just as if you were our family.
I love it.
We just try to provide excellent customer service and deliver what I say I'm going to deliver for you.
Absolutely.
I've always thought that the automotive business has a gray area where a lot of people consider us as misrepresenting what your car needs.
Right. Bait and switch.
Yeah, bait and switch. So
right,
here
right.
I'm very...
The infamous...
Right.
The Heisman. They give you the Heisman when they're coming in. I think it's this, but they already want to speculate just to keep you enough to not go too far.
Right.
But they want to trust that you know what you're doing and know what you're talking about.
Yeah, correct. So
it's such a catch-22.
So here I have always told myself that I've never wanted to run my business in that fashion.
Correct.
So we steer away from that.
Okay.
And we are very transparent and we don't do bait and switch, and what I'm promoting, whatever my special is, that's what you're going to receive.
I love it. So I know our listeners are listening in from wherever you may be at this point, and I want to back you up for a quick second and ask you to share this. So you're in a new location, the location that you were in prior. What was the size of that location? And now what size are you guys in now?
We were at 1093 Enterprise Avenue in San Jacinto, California.
Okay. More of like a warehouse district.
It was more like a warehouse district.
Yes.
Our location there was 3,000 square feet. We were there for 5 years.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah,
that was your first location.
No, that was our middle transitioning location to where we're at now. But we initially started here out of Hemet, also in another warehouse building with no street front. And the building was 500 square feet.
Wow.
It was 500 square feet at that time. It was more like a hobby.
Yes, one car at a time.
Yeah, it was a one car at a time situation.
Absolutely.
My brother manned it full time.
Okay.
And then at the time, I still had a full time job at a local golf course where I was a maintenance mechanic.
A maintenance mechanic. So,
right.
So you converged over with your brother. So how long were you at the first location?
We were at the first location about almost 10 years at that 500 square foot building. Mm-hmm. And then finally, one of the buildings there caught on fire.
Oh, no.
I no longer wanted to work at for someone because I felt that my bosses were undervaluing me and my brother at the time.
Okay.
So, I just told my brother, you know what, I'm all in.
That's motivational leap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So that's pretty much what happened at the beginning of 2018. It was like a January, and I just told him this is what we're gonna do. And
you went from that to the 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right after. We only lasted another couple months at the 500 square foot building at the beginning of January 2018, and then we were there probably till April. Before the fires happened, and then I told them, you know what, let's start looking for a new location, and then we were able to find the San Jacinto location, and then we transitioned from there to the 3,000 square foot building.
Wonderful. So you guys were there for 5 years at the last location.
Correct.
So that's when you really started building momentum.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we started building momentum. We started building our website.
Customer base had to be growing.
Right.
Yeah.
We became a CarMax partner.
Very nice.
We also joined an online organization called Repair Pal, and then they fed us a lot of work, and so with all the new added work that was coming in and our current client base that so they just continued pushing us, and then after 2.5 years of being at the 3,000 square foot location, we no longer fit there. Any of our current customers that would drive there was never any parking in the street, in our parking lot. There was a house.
That says something.
There was a housing track across the street, and we would have to park overflow cars over there because we couldn't accommodate all the cars.
That's a good problem to have.
It is.
It is. So so you guys held on there as long as you could, and so now we over here to the Florida location. And how big of a square footage space is that?
The new shop is 10,500 square
Woo,
feet.
wait a minute. Hold on. Say it again. How many?
10,500 square feet.
Man.
So we tripled in size.
That's called faith walking.
Right.
That's huge.
Right. So I wanted to, if we were gonna move, I wanted to go to a location that I wasn't gonna outgrow in 2 years. I grow in it. Yes. Because moving isn't fun, especially when you're moving heavy equipment.
Absolutely, lifts and oh God, I can only imagine.
Yeah. So
how many bays did you have at the 3,000 square foot space?
We had 5 very tight.
Okay, now we have 10.
Cruising. Now we're cruising. We have 10 with with a full service alignment rack, so we could do alignments on customer cars. And at the old location, we could not house an alignment machine. Yeah, we were out of room.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, and then
that's wonderful.
My vision when I walked into the our new facility now was that I wanted a lobby.
Okay.
That no one else had on the strip, almost like dealership status, but not dealership pricing.
Repair.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So we were able to construct a 1,700 square foot lobby for people to hang out with us while we're working on their cars.
And it is beautiful.
And thank you.
It was very nice.
And then we also built out a coffee bar with bottled water, and we have chips and stuff that we put out, if people are hungry, because, sometimes you're
running and
people are running, they don't know that
between moments and responsibilities.
Maybe that day they didn't know that they needed to come in, because sometimes they don't know that they need us that day. And so I just wanted to make it feel like they were at someone's house versus being at the automotive garage.
Right.
So the feel of the lobby is that you're welcome, and it feels like a high-end, lobby, where or someone's house.
And it shows like that. It's such an incredible space.
And then since I wanted transparency, behind the check-in counter, we have these 2 massive big windows that overlook into the shop area, so you can see what's going on, and if your car's back there, if you're curious of what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. So also trying to build transparency with our client that there's your car's right there. It's being worked on. If you want to walk up to the window.
In other words, we don't have anything to hide. We're doing what we're doing, and we're doing what we need to do, and you can watch us. We're doing our thing.
Right.
Very nice.
Lately, people keep asking me, well, how do you feel? And I don't know how to ask. I don't know how to explain that. Because it's like, well, you've been growing your business. Well, how do you feel? And I just feel that that I'm where I'm supposed to be at.
You got your head down right now.
I don't really feel like just because I went from a 3,000 square foot building to 10,500 that I'm supposed to feel any different, because we're still conducting the same business that we were at the smaller shop. Now we just have more room for growth
and more responsibility.
And then and then just that the I have a bigger lobby to accommodate more people at the same time.
You have a whole bigger element of an enterprise at this point. Right. So, your overhead has increased. Right. Your staff has room to grow.
Right.
And I think it's important that, as the proprietors of the business, you guys are setting the pace and setting the bar. So your employees that are working alongside of you, it gives a level of respect that they can walk into it and know that's real, because you've invested in yourself. You've invested, significantly in the space and the growth and the vision. Right. First of all, the vision is very clear. And if you've had, now do you guys still have customers from day one that are still with you now?
We do. We still have customers from day one.
That's awesome. So that goes to show you that your consistency is there. Your the way you always standardize yourself has been consistently going from measure to measure. So how has it been at this point? You and your brother have been doing this together full time. How long?
Let's say since 2008, but we've been in business since 2009. But full time for me on my side has been since 2018.
So how does it feel? Like how does it feel for you at this point, knowing that it's all you? How does that feel for you?
I guess you would think that that I'd have a lot of pressure on my shoulders, just along with my brother, but it doesn't feel like that.
That's a blessing.
Because I have a very strong team.
That's good.
And I never refer to anyone that works for us as an employee. We're all part of a team. They're a team.
I love it.
Yes. I never say my employee in public or in shop. Yeah. I use their name.
Yes.
Because really,
that's how it runs.
Without them, we can't continue to grow our business. And I do value everyone that works for us.
I give it. I give it full respect, because that's the real truth. And I think right now more than ever, there's a lot of companies that are not necessarily in those standards, and you see and hear social media wise and people's conversations about how people are treating their coworkers, employees, or their team of people that are working with them, and it affects the business.
It does.
It gives such a hard undertone, and in this day and age, you can go viral and shut it completely down.
Right.
So for you guys, you've been very clear about what's important to you for the customer. You guys are creating a wonderful environment. So, how does it feel being in Hemet and having such a substantial size business that is actively right dead center in the middle of the city? How does that feel?
I just think that we've been given this big opportunity, to fill a void in Hemet, San Jacinto, that I believe has never existed before.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be very frank with you. A couple of weeks ago, a client walked into our new facility here in Hemet, and they said this shop doesn't look like it belongs in Hemet. It looks like it belongs in Temecula. And I said, and I looked at her and I said, I don't understand what you're telling me, because I believe that everyone in Hemet, San Jacinto deserves the same thing that people are receiving in Temecula.
The next thing you can say too next? You can say this next time.
What's that?
We're next.
Right.
Because Temecula was not what it is now.
Right.
And honestly, what people don't realize, and I've been saying it very vividly, Hector, as a realtor, working within the vicinity of the city, I'm seeing the growth from the development side of things. You can see the turning point happening. And this valley is such a unique valley that allows such a great melting pot of diversity. And I know that businesses like yourself are going to continue to make certain steps, and those who are doing it now are going to be in a wonderful position in the next 5 to 10 years.
Right.
And you guys are already setting the bar to say that we're going to be here. What you've gone from to this is also putting the world in your circle, your circumference on notice, and saying, no, we're here to advance the next level. We're looking to make, this area just as good as if you were in Temecula or in San Diego or in, West Covina or, all these different communities that most people are, probably frequently going into, or a lot of people that were in this community ventured out of.
Right.
So you're helping the economic, strengthening of your community. You're also giving the residents and the people in this area something of huge value.
Yeah, correct.
And it also gives another level of impression that also encourages people to maybe to consider more investing into, this is the thing. It goes hand in hand. People will say, we don't have this, we don't have that, and you bring it. But in order for it to sustain, people have to support it.
Correct.
And you have to make the effort to not only support it, but share that information and give those recommendations of your experience, because negative news will travel real fast.
Oh yeah, correct.
Right. So segments like this, I'm so grateful, Hector, that I met you. I remember when I first saw the building and your signs, and I just kind of patiently waited. I was like, well, they'll open up at some point. And
Right.
I wanted to ask you, what was the time frame from the point that you found the building to the point that you guys did all of your repairs, work, whatever you had to do to get it to where it was? I mean, as it is now.
We signed a lease on it in September of 23.
Okay.
And we really pushed. My brother was on the forefront of getting it all constructed out with our contractors.
You guys went to town.
And
you ain't play no games. That's 3 months.
So Chanel and myself, my office assistant, we ran the San Jacinto store while he focused just on the daily construction.
Nice.
And pushing, making this happen.
How big of a blessing is that?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you can say that you don't feel the pressure as much as most people may think, because you guys have each other's back.
Right.
You're very clear on what you're doing.
Yeah. So so in the mornings we would have a meeting. We would talk about what the day looked like, what was happening at the construction phase, and
how you were holding it down at the place that's running,
holding it down at the at the
current
fort
space. Yeah.
And then we signed a lease in September, and then we were ready to move in by December 18th.
Wow.
And then that was a mission.
Oof.
Because we pretty much moved our whole entire operation in 4 days.
Ooh.
So
you talking about heavy
and then during Christmas time, and there was events, family events, and then my entire staff. I applaud them because I asked for a lot, and they all were
superheroes,
on board,
man.
and they all
everybody put their cape on, huh?
And they all came through because they all saw the big picture. I on the vision that I've been talking about and where we're going. Because not only was I talking about it,
it was coming in the physical.
It was coming in the physical.
Right. They seen the manifestation of
it.
That's huge, man. That's
that's
inspiring. That's wonderful. So since you guys have opened, and you opened right before the holidays, which a lot of people are intimidated to do. That's not typically the time that people push. You guys push for it. And so you're talking about in a 5-week time, you guys were able to open up and get almost 200 customers into your base. That's incredible.
Right. So
those are huge numbers, man.
Yeah. So our first day was Wednesday, December 22nd, a couple of days before Christmas.
Yes. And mind you, I want those that are listening. There's a lot of repair shops around here. There's not a shortage.
Right.
So for you guys to do those kind of numbers out the gate, and show up and get it done, it's incredible. So for you guys now, you're entering this is your first quarter of the new year,
right?
What's in your forefront right now? What's some of the most important things that are happening for you right now?
Right now on the forefront, pretty much the shop's all set up, ready to run. I'm trying to add more staff. I'm trying to add another qualified technician to our staff to keep up with the flow.
Okay.
And then also continue to market and advertise so we can continue increasing our car count.
Yes.
That way we can reach out to more people that that need our services.
So for you guys right now, how does it feel knowing that you're already, because you're talking growth already,
right?
So how does that feel for you right now, knowing that you're already in that position to, make those next steps?
I just believe that our reputation, because we're not a new business, we're just at a new location in town. Just everyone that comes in, they just rave about our reviews and they want to be our client. Yeah. They want to be our customer.
That's a wonderful thing, man. That's a blessing.
Because
repair. Let me tell you guys something. Automotive mechanics, having your mechanics are just as personal as a hairstylist and barber.
Correct.
Right. Your contractors that do work in your house. Your car is such an essential tool for your day-to-day life, and so it's a relationship process.
Right.
you know, and unfortunately, just like hairstylists and barbers have this experience, people turn over.
Right.
But for you guys, it sounds like you guys are having that mainstay that you're working to be that source to where people can just count on that this is where I need to be and go in my. So like, what all kind of repairs do you guys provide?
We're a complete automotive center.
Nice.
Yeah.
So transmission, engine.
Yeah. Transmission, engine, brakes, all the way down to alignments, oil changes, you know, the basics, you know.
Okay. Are you guys providing the, you don't smog or?
I don't. I
don't do the smog.
I don't do smog.
You leave that to the other guys.
Right. Yeah. I'm not, yeah. Yeah. So I don't do smog, and we're not auto body repair.
Okay.
You know, if you do need a
like
referral,
collision?
I can refer you to someone that we trust.
Wonderful. So for you guys, what are your hours over there right now?
We're open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5.
Okay.
And
nice.
And people ask me, well, why didn't you work on the weekends? You know, I'm gonna be very upfront, because I want to provide a great, not good. I want to provide a great work-life balance for everyone that works there.
I love it, and you can't do nothing but respect it.
Right.
You know what? And I think it makes a happier situation. You don't have people working with you are not pressured in the way in which it can be a soured situation.
Yeah, correct.
You know, because people get burned out, and definitely you don't want a mechanic burned out working on customers' cars and they slip and don't catch something or.
I can relate to all my technicians that are on my team right now, because once upon a time I was also in the trenches where they're at.
Right.
So so I haven't forgotten that.
Exactly.
So I know what it feels like to work 6 days a week and get pushed all week, you know, to meet tight deadlines.
Absolutely.
And that's usually what it is for us Monday through Friday. We're you know, clients give us very short deadlines, and you know, and it just needs to go fast.
Oh God, yes.
But
sure.
You know, so we you know, we meet the deadlines, and you know, but I still need to provide quality work that's leaving right.
Right. You don't want to sacrifice the quality for the quantity.
I cannot do that, because you know, it just
it'll come back to bite you.
It comes back to bite you, and then that's where you get bad reviews. So I kind of we stick on our lane on what we're good at, and we really explain it, and you know, on stuff that
you don't self-sacrifice yourself.
Stuff that I feel that it's not, that I can't provide quality for that person.
You don't want to compromise.
I don't compromise that, so I have a conversation and we educate.
Good. And I think people will have more respect for you for doing that, you know, and then they can see that, okay, this dude is really honoring the situation. He's not just, you know, out for the dollar.
Right.
And just let me be flipped to the next, you know.
Correct. So sometimes it's just, you know, I'd rather, you know, let the job go versus sacrificing our quality, my standards.
Yes. I think for those who are, tuning into this segment, for you, Hector, what is the one thing that you've learned in this process? In your growth process and getting to this point right now.
What I think I've learned in the growth process is that that if you keep pushing, you stay with it. Let me use this word. You're consistent.
Absolutely.
There's nothing
that forces you to be consistent.
If you're consistent and you're good at what you do, and you continue pushing forward, and you have a goal or a dream in mind, that it is possible.
Exactly.
So for me, you know, as a Hispanic business owner in our community, I want to show people, especially our youth, that it is possible.
Yes.
But this is what it takes.
Stick to it.
Yeah,
right.
Stick to it.
You gotta commit to it.
Right.
And it's not an easy cakewalk. I mean, they have a 10,000 square foot space.
Right.
In a new location. For you guys having this kind of space, why did you choose to go to that? Coming from where you were, because you 3 times it.
Yeah. Pretty much my frame of thought, along with George, was, like I said earlier in the interview, is this, I don't want to outgrow it in 2.5 years. We need a space where I have my own office where I can have conversations with my own clients, and there's no background noise. Because at our old shop, we had one office and 3 people would share it.
Wow. So everybody was running on top of each other.
Right. Everyone was on top of each other.
No privacy, as they say.
Along with a customer waiting room where they would sit in that office with us and hear our conversations while they were waiting for a car. Yeah. So that was very challenging the last couple years that we were there.
I'm sure.
Same thing with our.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Hector Calvillo of J&H Automotive, located at 611 West Florida Avenue in Hemet, California. We are a full-service automotive repair shop where you can always expect to receive the highest quality repairs, fairest pricing, best customer service in the industry. My brother George and I grew up watching our dad work on classic cars as a backyard mechanic. His hard work ethic and dedication led us to opening up J&H Automotive in 2009. We started out with a 500 square foot repair shop, and we have consistently grown over the past 15 years to our new 10,000 square foot repair facility in the heart of Hemet. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 951-766-5999 to set an appointment for all your automotive service needs.
Hey, LouddMouth Radio listeners. I hope you're enjoying this interview as much as I enjoy having it. Samantha, the crew at the Diamond Valley Lodge, is doing something unreal and just something unimaginable. So you have to check it out for yourself. And here's how you can make this very, very special Valentine's weekend work for you and your loved one. Saturday, February 10th. Diamond Valley Lodge is hosting a wonderful celebration opportunity for you to have Valentine's dinner, a 3-course meal, with champagne on arrival, rose for your beloved, and you also get to have this dinner experience with the cats, Sage and Zara. You also get the opportunity to have a real experience. There's actually 2 in this situation. To bottle feed and extreme feed the cats while you're having dinner. This special promotion is $350 for the couple, and this is a $470 value, so you do not want to miss this opportunity to do something spectacular. You want to wow your loved one, bring this to something so prestigiously memorable that they just will not be able to stop talking about it. Now, the way you want to go ahead and get your reservation in is only by redeemability of making a phone call, 855-9-TIGERS. So I'm going to spell out that number. 855-984-4377. Give them a call. Let them know that you heard us on LouddMouth Radio Network and you want to put your Valentine's reservation in. Don't wait too late. Do it today. Diamond Valley Lodge Weddings and Events in Sage Road, 31220 Sage Road, Hemet, California, 92543.
Hi, this is Cindy Lemke from the Hemet San Jacinto Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here to invite you to learn more about the Chamber. We have networks ongoing, so you can join us at a breakfast at J&M Restaurant at 9 a.m. every Wednesday. Breakfast is on you, networking is on us. And then we have Women in Business, we have the Multicultural Network, and we have the Valley Nonprofit Network. And then we also have our monthly mixer. Any one of those things, you can be my guest. Give me a call at the office for more information or to tell me you're coming, 951-658-3211, or you can check us out on the website, hsjvc.com. That's like Hemet San Jacinto Valley Chamber.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, and don't forget to join the Chamber and help your business grow.
San Jacinto, Temecula Valley areas, and throughout the Inland Empire. Are you looking to become a homeowner in 2024? Register today for the New Home in the New Year seminar hosted by Sold by Sonny. Let's get you from rental to homeowner in the new year. Get the latest insight of down payment assistance programs, whether you purchased a home before or purchasing for the first time. We want to make sure you're provided with the necessary information needed for you to buy your new home in 2024. Look forward to seeing you there.
Technicians. they were on top of each other. They were rubbing elbows.
It took a lot of patience, man.
Cars blocking the driveway because there was no
and
parking.
You know what? Let me say something. And this is funny you just mentioned that, because I can only imagine to go from that situation in that kind of cramped space, the level of business now for you, like your churn now.
Right.
I'm sure that you're moving cars a lot quicker,
Right.
because you're not spending a lot of time moving a vehicle to
Right.
let another vehicle out. You got to
Correct.
figure out where somebody's going. You can't, you're trying to position yourself accordingly. Now it's flowing.
It's flowing.
Yeah.
And then not to mention
That's
that we only had 2 lines at our old facility.
Wow.
So, if there's 3 people using the phone, sometimes you'd have to wait to use the phone, or you're using or I was using my personal cell phone to make a phone call.
Right.
So here at the new location as well, we added
That's
more
cool.
phone lines. So, we have 4 phone lines. So it just the flow of traffic on
The level, you
incoming-
leveling up.
Right.
Yeah.
Leveling up. Right. Making it easier. I'm making it easier for incoming customers to be able to come into our shop so we can get you done and get you going back again.
Yeah.
I don't want you to bounce back off, once you call me. I want to say, yes, bring it. When can you bring it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, so that's pretty much been our conversation with all our new clients, and existing clients, because without them we couldn't be where we're at.
Exactly.
So, I have to, I appreciate all our existing clients that have transitioned with us to our new location to better serve them.
Nice. So for you, now that you guys are positioned in this new space and you're taking on this new level of business, what drives you now? Because you know how you started out 500 square feet. Naturally, you probably was every day probably imagining having more space. So
Correct.
now you moved to the bigger space and you had 3,000 square feet. But then as that growth, kicked in,
Right.
now you're, in this much larger space, you're kind of, definitely, it's almost a memory
Right.
compared to what you're doing now.
Correct.
So what's the driver for you at this space?
Right now, I feel that I have, that I have so much room that it's sky's the limit. That it's just, if we want to take it on, we can get it done. Because
Nice.
and really, I don't feel limited. I feel that that it has so much growth potential. That's the word. Because I can continue growing out into this shop versus where I was at. Where I was maxed out.
Every day you kind of feel inspired to
Right.
to take on the next day, huh?
Right. So
That's wonderful.
every day in this business is different. There is no 2 days that are the same.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So at one time, how many cars can you service currently now?
Currently, I could probably house 50, 60
Wow.
at a time.
That's crazy. That's wonderful, though.
Right. And then so, as an independent, it's, so that's a big number.
It is. It is. Are you going to, would you consider to do a second location with this, this whole model that you guys are doing?
Someone asked me that earlier today. It's funny that you ask me now.
Great minds think alike.
Building out shops from the ground up is very hard.
Yeah.
So, I've talked to George, maybe in the future, maybe that we can, if we were in a position that we can buy out struggling shops and rebrand them with our logo. And
bring your quality
and bring our quality right and our processes in place to because obviously if it's failing it's because there's something going on because
absolutely internally it needs
right because they don't have the same program that we would have, or they're not taking care of
the business structure
they're not taking care of their employees, which I don't call them employees, we call them teammates.
Right.
So so I'm trying to build anywhere.
It's that culture. It's a certain culture.
It's a culture. I'm building a culture where I want you to want to want to come to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want,
which is important.
Right.
So, it's important. Now.
So as of right now, you know, in our culture, in our business culture, we do go above and beyond to make that happen with our with our teammates and people that work with us.
Absolutely. That level of commitment alone, I'm not surprised, because just from what you guys have been able to do, you guys are magnetizing that kind of conversation, interest, and curiosity. People are paying attention.
Right.
You know? I think it kind of taps you on your shoulder and lets you know that you guys are on the right path. You know what I mean?
Like right now, you know, we get a lot of talk from around town just on what our lobby looks like, you know, because it's all glass and
it's pretty, man.
And it's very nice in there.
It's a sexy automotive shop. I'm
you know,
just gonna tell you.
so some other automotive business owners within our community, I would get some feedback on saying that I was crazy for building something that big. But the thing is that was my vision. Right. You
did exactly what you saw.
It had to be that.
Mm-hmm. Because that was the standard that you wanted to do.
That's my standard, right? So right now I'm pretty much changing the standard in the automotive business in our local town.
Hey, you know, it's one of those things, man. It puts people on notice, and you know, inevitably, what starts to happen is people start to look, right, and say, okay, these dudes gonna make me have to level up on my business now.
And let me tell you, our pricing structure, because a lot of people thought that our pricing structure, just because we're in a bigger facility, was going to change. It has not. Wow. Our pricing structure is still the same.
Still the same.
Still the same.
That's incredible. So for most people that are thinking that, you know, you're hearing him go for 3,000 or 10,000 square feet, that does not mean that your prices went $3,000.
No, they did. They did not.
That's good, man. That's the humbleness, right, of respecting your business, right, and not sacrificing the customer. Mm-hmm. To accentuate your growth. Correct. You know, you're not putting it at the bearing of their feet.
Yeah. So pretty much I'm trying to create value in everything that I'm selling.
Absolutely. I think for most people that are just trying to getting our water together so we can have our thirst moments handled. For those who are, you know, listening to this broadcast, and you guys are probably familiar with the area or not, what's incredible is that once you see this building, you cannot miss it. I mean, you have this huge blacked out metal framework, right? And you kept the aesthetics, correct, where that rustic, rugged, correct, industrial but sleek look embodies the showroom, as you say, you know, your waiting area, right? And then even on the bays, you know, you have beautiful epoxy floors, you know, the stamped concrete look. I mean, it's just even outdoor patio and correct and structurally, and then the black iron gate, you know, circumference it. So, and these are high ceilings in that space. So you can put the car 10 feet up in the air. Correct. You know, so it has a standard of representation and introduction. And I'm sure for a lot of people it can be intimidating. Correct. And especially if you've been in this community and you frequent different areas, just from the area that you guys came from. You know, the industrial area, which typically a lot of people see, is, you know, a lot of dusty, you know, maybe alleyway access. Correct. And it's not the frontage that you guys have, and it doesn't show the same. Right. So for you guys to leap up to the point of what you guys have done over there, it is incredible, and it is worth looking at. It is worth checking out. It is worth, you know, doing a walkthrough and having that orientation of introduction of your space. Correct. Yeah.
And then not to mention the history that the building has. That
do tell.
This building used to house the fairgrounds, and it also in the early '60s it also used to be a international harvester where
the International Harvester,
and then it was called International Harvester, and they would sell tractors made by International. So then, and that's what it was called. One of our clients came in, and he said that as a teenager he worked there like a summer job.
Wow! So it don't look like what he remembered.
I have another client I have another client that I'm currently working with this week, and she said that they used to also inside the building that we occupy, they used to have beauty pageants, and they would announce Miss Hemet there back in the day. And and my client, she told me she's in her early 60s. So
that's
and
cool.
this is when she was a teenager, and that's what they would. Those are the kind of events that would happen in that building that I'm occupying right now.
That's crazy.
So it just
purpose.
Purpose, yeah.
It's such an incredible thing to know that you're part of history and you're creating history.
Correct.
And you're staying consistent with the value system of being a part of the community, and being of a servitude to the community.
Correct.
But the pride of ownership is definitely there. You know, guys, I know we've tried our best to describe the essence of it. And for those who would, come in for the first time, what can they expect from your team, from your staff? They
can get that as soon as they walk in, someone's gonna say hello to them. How can I help you? How can I serve you?
Very nice. And I think that that's the biggest thing, that people feel what you're saying, and you guys, it starts from the top, and your technicians and your office staff and all those are elements.
Correct.
That are all part of the big picture.
Right.
Yeah, man, I love it. So you guys are, I wouldn't be surprised if you have people that will approach you seriously about, mentoring them, because it is like a mentorship of an experience. Like as people are watching what you guys are doing, you're educating even other entrepreneurs in your industry.
Correct.
You're helping them to see what the possibilities could be. What I think I love the most about you guys is that you're not intimidated by the fact that you know that you're not in competition with anybody else.
Correct.
And see, a lot of people don't see that. They don't think that way. And so it creates this shaded energy. When people, as they say, people start hating.
Correct.
But it's not that. You're in your lane, you're doing you.
Right. Right.
The real truth is that I don't even know what the real numbers are over here in the community, but J&H Automotive, even with everything that you guys are doing, the space, the established staff, the reputation that you have, you cannot handle 5,000 people.
I cannot.
In one day.
I can't.
In 1 week, in 1 month.
No.
Based upon, which means there's enough room for everybody.
Correct.
So what ends up happening, unfortunately, is that people have to make a decision on how they're going to handle themselves.
Correct.
But that does not mean that I have to compromise myself in order to make you feel better.
Correct.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. So it's just like you said, we're just trying to create our own lane.
You're in your own lane. Yeah, you're doing what you guys doing.
And and it's just I'm not afraid of I've never been afraid of
the challenges
or
right.
of what other brand services are available up and down the strip on Florida. I'm not because we are a completely different business.
That's it. I always tell people the only competition you have is with yourself.
I'm gonna tell you what I really think of what I really do for a living.
Nice. I like to hear that.
I'm in the people business, right?
Yes.
And I just happen to fix cars in the back.
That's it.
I
love it. And we all are in our own ways.
Correct.
I remember I was at an event, covering an event, and it was a film festival, and one of the actresses, we were talking, and one of the things that, how sometimes you'll meet these personalities, and most times people will think that they're this type of way, and especially if they're accustomed to the character that they typically see that they play. But then when you get an opportunity to meet the person, a lot of times it's different. And one of the things that I think she said was the coolest thing. She says, you know, I'm this person and I get to do this, but we all have a job to do. We're just doing different jobs.
Correct.
And so you just find this measurement of respect that allows you to appreciate, because I'm not a mechanic. I know some things. I've always had to become familiar with my vehicles, you know, stuff like that. But I got so many other things in my mind that I don't need to cloud my mind with what Hector can do for me.
Correct.
Right? You know, so it's one of those things. If you have injury, you want a surgeon to handle. You don't want a mechanic working on your teeth. you know, or a dentist working on your car.
Right.
So you want people to know that what they're doing in their lane confidently will show up and do exactly what they say they're going to do. And that's what you guys are doing.
And then that's what I do.
That's it.
What I say I'm going to do for you, that's what we're going to do.
Without compromise.
Without compromise.
Yes.
This happens all the time where, you know, we work on plastic cars nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes one of my technicians or myself will break something, and I'll let you know what? This broke. I replaced it. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. And you're disclosing it.
And I'm disclosing it.
Right. Because there's nothing worse than you pulling away and something's rattling and falling off.
Yeah, correct.
Like, this is my steering wheel. You know, so you want to know that something especially as valuable as your car, that you're having someone that's honest and, and transparent and sincere about the whole aspect and the approach.
Right. And then, you know, just trying to build a relationship with the client as well as the client building a relationship with me.
Because guess what? They got families.
Right.
They may have children or other spouses or somebody else that's driving the car, and very much most times recommendations come from customers who have utilized someone, especially in car repair.
Right. Correct.
It's very, very common. If not, you know, and then the other side goes, if people pulling up to you cold turkey and they come in and feel the element of what you're doing and stick to you, that says something.
Right.
It says something.
Yeah, the first couple visits for me is just, you know, they're just, you know, they come out and, you know, they're seeing, I call it, they're seeing the shop, they're listening, they're smelling it.
Right.
You know, they're catching the vibe.
On, right?
Yeah, they're giving, you know,
the side eye like it's good.
Right. So it's almost like a job interview, you know, in a sense.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a real truth. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of times people, it's like the car salesman. You know, it's the same thing. Like, they're pulling up on that lot, they're wondering, and they're watching your body language and how, if you're looking at them in the eye, and, you know, they feel like you're conveying your honesty when it comes to, you know, the circumstances in the situation. And I think, Hector, one of the things that I feel, especially when I first met you and had the opportunity to be in your presence, is that you're real relaxed. You're real, you're just real straight to the point.
Right.
And it's like, this is what it is, and this is how we can go about it or not. Right. And I think that's all you can ask for. Right. You know, I value people's time, you know, so I don't really, as well as your own. As well as my own. And, exactly. You know, and people want, you know, to get to solutions as quick as possible, because, you know, that's the world that we live in. Absolutely. And then sometimes it's not even because of that. It's because it might be this car belongs to a single mom that has only this car that needs to go pick up some kids by 2:00. Man. So those are deadlines that we're living in California, man. People, we put some pressure on a car. Right. So, or it's that person's only car, only source of transportation, and where we live, livelihood, and responsibility of the family to get around. Man, that's a lot. Correct, that's a lot. So, and you know, most people, it's you know, I call it's their moneymaker. You know that's what I mean? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's where their investment lies. They need it to be reliable. That's it. And this is where we're at. Exactly. You know, my goal is to, you know, my job is to look at your car and tell you, hey, this is what I saw.
These are safety items. This is stuff that we cannot wait. You know, so all the safety items. Those are what we got to address first.
Right. And even if you're not in a position to do everything,
correct.
Just know that within this time period,
right,
this is going to need some attention.
Right. So I don't approach it like, hey, you got to buy all this. No, I don't approach it like that. Right. You know, we approach it with like a priority. Hey, these are your safety items. You got no brakes. We got to fix that.
Right.
These are maintenance items, you know, the oil's dirty or XXX. Right. And then that we can do it in the future. You know Absolutely. What I mean? So those are the conversations that we have, and the conversations that we also have is why we need to do it. You know, the why. I always have. If you ask me why, I always have an answer.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you guys deal with import and exports.
We do domestic and Asian. We're pretty much a domestic and Asian. We don't specialize in European.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So pretty much, you know, my job is to if you ask me why, I call it the why factor, and I already have an answer on why, and I have proof on why we're going to do it.
Correct.
So it's not something that we're just making up.
I was about to say off the seat of your pants.
Yeah. These are, on our recommendations. It's based on
real census.
On real census. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then also, you know, making sure that that we can earn people's trust, because I'm not trying to oversell anyone.
Absolutely.
My job is just to say, hey, this is what I saw. This is how I would approach it. What do you want to do?
Do you guys offer like any type of warranty of work?
We do. Usually on anything external. This excludes engines or transmissions. We offer a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty.
Oh, good.
So like on brake work, alternators, but you know you have to purchase my parts.
Okay.
So you know anything external,
everything
water pumps, radiators,
right.
Even on belts, I'll give you a 3-year. Hoses, I'll give you 3 years.
Nice.
Thermostats. Okay. So parts of that nature, that's the kind of warranty that I'm pushing, and it's also nationwide.
Very good. Very good. So Hector, do us a favor. You got to share with our listeners your website, social media, how they can get in touch with you guys, contact information. We already know Monday through Friday. What are your hours?
Monday to Friday. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5.
Okay.
The best way to get in contact with us would be give us a phone call, 951-766-5999.
Oh, very nice.
You can also reach us at our email at J like Jack, N like Nancy, H like Henry Automotive @gmail.com. Okay. Or you can go to our online as well, J&H Automotive Repair, and you could also make an appointment on our online booking.
Very nice. So JNHAutorepair.com is your website? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys on social media? Are you on Facebook?
Well, we are on social media. I just don't know the handles on it because I have someone that does that for me.
Okay. So JNH.
Yeah.
J, the letter N.
Yeah.
H.
Correct.
Automotive. Hemet. So that way there's no question.
Correct. Hemet. Yes.
And the other good thing is that we will actually have them registered on LouddMouth.com with the Small Business Network as well. So then that way you'll be able to pull up that information in its entirety. So Hector, thank you so much for taking the time. And this guy, when I say he's committed, he is here. He's in his work shirt, came straight from work, came straight over here to the studio to bless us today with this information. So I want to thank you for taking the time out and coming out and listening to allowing our listeners to hear your story and hear more about your business.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me, Sonny. And if anybody is looking for any of my services, please reach out.
Yes.
I'm here to answer any of your automotive questions that you might have.
I love it. Hector, thank you so much. And tell George we appreciate you guys just sticking to the plan and executing the vision, and much success. And I know you guys are just going to continue to do amazing things and continue to grow.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.